Good morning. I hope you're having a great beginning to your week. Last night, Shabbos was over at 8:27, and when we opened our phones, Grunie and I, we got notice of the sad news that Grunie's dear uncle, Rabbi Shalom D, Lipskar, had passed away at the age of 78 suddenly. Rabbi Lipskar was Grunie's father's older brother. I think a year and a half separated them in age. And he was a true icon for the family, for the Jewish community in Florida, and for the Jewish community worldwide, and what it means to overcome obstacles, what it means to make a mark in this world, and to continue the work that the Rebbe taught us. Rabbi Lipskar moved to Miami in 1969, and he founded the Landau Yeshiva, which was the Chabad school then on Alton Road, which became what it is today, the LEC, the Lubavitch Educational Center, with over 1,500 students studying there. They ended up having a high school and a yeshiva where I ended up studying for 2 years, where I got to know Grunie's uncle before I met Grunie. And then in 1981, he moved to Bell Harbor. And in Bell Harbor, he rented a hotel room every Shabbos and would literally go out onto the streets trying to find a 10th man for the minyan. And today, the Shul of Bell Harbor, which everyone who goes to Florida knows, is on Collins Avenue and 95th Street. It's quadrupled already. It's 100,000 square feet. It has over 1,000 people coming to daven every Shabbos, and tens of minyans and countless classes that go on every day. And he also founded the Aleph Institute, which is under the Rebbe's guidance to help Jewish prisoners still be able to have faith and value even when they're in prison and incarcerated, to be able to know that they still have a connection to God. And later developed to also help servicemen in the U.S. Army, anywhere in the world, be able to connect to their Judaism. And it's remarkable what this man accomplished. He came to Boston for Levi's bris and actually named our son Levi. And of course, we stayed in his house for Passover once before we moved to Boston. And later on, we'd see him in Israel when we went in the summers. This week's Torah portion is Acharei Mos and Kedoshim. Acharei Mos means it's two portions together. Acharei Mos means after they pass. And Kedoshim means to be holy. And what a name of a portion for the day when they are going to bury such a righteous man. Someone who impacted thousands and thousands of families with his deep faith, with his strong will and dedication. He was a pioneer, he was a visionary, and he devoted his entire life to the Rebbe's mission that you should love every Jew and seek them out with love to bring them closer to Torah, to Judaism, and to their faith. Yesterday in Ayom Yom, the day of his passing, the Rebbe quotes a chassid who heard from the Baal Shem Tov, who said that a soul could come down to this world for 70 or 80 years just to do a favor for another. Imagine, you could come to this world and live 70 or 80 years just to impact one person. And this is the Hayom Yom, the day-to-day, every day it has a quote. This is the quote for yesterday, the day of the passing of Grunie's uncle, who was 78 and didn't impact one life, didn't impact 10 lives, 100 lives, but thousands, literally thousands and thousands of lives. And I think the lesson to us is important. Acharei Mos, Kedoshim, after holy people pass away, the portion that comes next is Emor. What do we say? How do we take it to life? How do we learn from them and their accomplishments? It wasn't easy, and I remember hearing from Grunie's uncle many times when we spoke how hard it was to start the community in Bell Harbor. How hard it was to start the school in 1969 in Miami. It wasn't what it is today. And he had failures that he had to overcome. Not always did it go as easy as you think. Today, you go to Bell Harbor, you see the shul. It's magnificent, it's gorgeous, it's one of the nicest shuls in the world. Each part of the first edition is a replica of a shul that was destroyed by the Nazis. And you walk in there today and you feel like you're in the mini Yerushalayim. But it didn't begin that way. There was challenges and obstacles, but he overcame them because of his faith, because of his deep connection to the Rebbe, and because of his continuous humility to always try again and to grow and to impact. Today's portion we read about V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love a fellow just as yourself. And as Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, of blessed memory, always says, that Hitler sought out every Jew in hate. And that Rebbe wanted us to seek out every Jew with love. If there was ever a Jew that sought every Jew out with love, with conviction, with deep faith in helping them grow to their Judaism. Hundreds of families today and their children and grandchildren keep Torah, keep mitzvahs, are connected to their faith, are raising observant families due to his strength and due to his faith and commitment to the Rebbe. Grunie's on her way to New York for the funeral, and we will miss her uncle dearly. But his mission and his influence and his love will continue to impact the family and the Jewish world for decades. God bless you, and may we share simchas and joy for many years to come.